Hi everybody, I received my last phone order today from Latvia. It's a Russian job. It was sold, and I understood it was sold at the dial itself, which we can turn it over and have a look at, was stuck. And I thought that I could repair it, but unfortunately the damage has gone too far, so I will have to look out for another dial of the same type, or I could fit more or less any dial in the space, but it wouldn't be the same thing. So hopefully I can find another dial. That is the actual phone itself, in very good condition. It's in Bakelite, and the date on it was about the 1950s. I think it might even go back a bit further back, but anyhow, there's the phone, and hopefully I can get or know of anyone that can supply a nice dial. And there's the dial inside, but unfortunately I'll point it out if I can. Yeah, under there, that's where the impulses are given. There's a wheel which is attached to attached via gearing to this regulator, and unfortunately the wheel is made of a fibre material, which is unlike the German dials, which are made of metal, and being made of fibre, unfortunately they wear out, and this has prevented the dial from turning round. You need the regulator obviously to give the correct speed. So that is the actual dial. It's not a familiar dial to me, I must admit. It's not one I can sort of find throughout all my bits and pieces. So it's a case of looking out and asking whoever views this if they've got any ideas. That's what I want, one of those. Anyhow, away from that, let's turn it around. What the phone did have, I'm very pleased to see it, a diagram or schematic, and there it is. I'll leave it on there a little while so you get a good view of it and get it nice and close. It's probably got the actual model as well shown. I don't know the model of this phone, but there's the diagram, which is worth a lot of money as far as I'm concerned. I disconnected the dial. There's the spades, but I also noted where they went on the base, which is here. I'll turn that around so it lines up with how the dial would go, because I need this for future reference. And if I've got it on the YouTube, then if I lose the piece of paper it won't really matter. We start out with obviously green, yellow, red, blue, light blue, black, and those two circles represent the two bells, and the terminations are obviously there. There's the unit itself. The cradle springs are very, what I would say, crude. They're effective, they do the job. If I can see the blooming thing. Oh, no. Press that forward. And as the handset's put on the cradle, the lever in there goes across and you get the operation, which that is there. The induction coil, or the anti-side tone coil, that had come adrift. When I say come adrift, the fixings under there, it just pulled out both ends. But I don't think it's any harm done. The wires kept it fairly firm, and it was beautifully packed. All the credit must be to the sender of this, who I think knows I'm going to put a little YouTube up on it. Well, that's the actual coil, and it goes down when it's properly in, like it is now. You've got a metal core which is not showing up there too well. There we are there. The metal they're clamping in. I've got to clamp it down to keep it in place, but that could have shaken out during transit. It would have affected the actual transmission and sound, because without being in the yoke, if you like, the soft iron cores, the actual effect would be reduced. There's your terminals there. The little black component there is to prevent excessive clicks in the earpiece. I haven't tested these with a meter, but I see no reason why they won't work. I've never had one where the bell's been, the circuit's not been complete, and also the induction coil. So in theory it should work fine. The only problem is, as far as I can make out, is the dial, and I did know about that before buying it. So it's down to me, and hopefully I'll be able to find another one. That's the capacitor. What else we got left? Obviously the bell. It's a very basic circuit. A couple of resistors under there, little red things, a resistor. So that's what's inside. Now, leaving the innards or the internals, let's have a little look at the receiver. What I've done, I've taken the actual inserts out, the capsules. One's obviously receiver and transmitter. That's what it'd be like there. So they were ones which were, I call, take-outable. A lot of the English stuff they were built in. Also interesting to note is the plug which was on there. That would have fitted into the wall socket of the phone system, and I haven't disconnected that. Wire was off. There would presumably have been a cover over it as well, but that's not there. It just shows the way it would plug in. So that's what we've got there. The cable is sort of rubberized plastic. Well, no, it's plastic. No, it's plastic. It's plastic. And the cable down to the handset looks like a woven material, which also shows that it is quite old. Anyhow, let's have a look at the actual inserts. First we come to the earpiece, and there we have one capsule. Turn it over, the connections are there. Let's see if I can bring the picture up so you can see it closely. I'm going to put it on the side so I can alter it. Look at this. Oh, there we go. I still haven't got the best position. As you see, there's writing round the outside. 1957, I think that says. That'll give an indication of the age of the earpiece. And let's substitute that with the microphone or the transmitter. Put it on there that way. And there's writing also round the outside. I'm hoping you can make it out when it's shown. As I stated earlier, my eyes are not as good as they should be. I think that's focused up now. But anyhow, this phone would be obviously added to the collection. Don't know the model. I'll put it up on YouTube as Telephones of the World, Russian, with a question mark under it. So if anyone can help me out, knowing what model it is, where, or if they know where I can find another dial, it'd be nice to really get that going. See no reason why it shouldn't work. Most phones are very basic. The dials normally do the same thing. There's the old dial that I have to fix, or well, it can't be repaired. Well, I can't repair it. It would need someone that has the skill to remake the little wheel under there. It's not very clear, but there's a wheel under there which engages with the regulator, that little worm drive. See the worm drive there? Well, it engages on that, but unfortunately it has worn out and it is locking up the whole dial. This is very similar dial, not say it's exactly the same, but it's sort of based on the German design, I would think. But there we are. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Before I go, let's just turn it over and so you can see what the actual phone itself looks like. It's quite a nice looking phone, and obviously the handset would go on top, which I won't do at the moment because it's all in bits. I will put it back together with that little piece of paper inside so I know where the wires go. Always a tip here, if you ever work on any equipment, either photograph it well or write it down, so when you come back to, well, say in some time in the future someone comes up with the dial, you can open the phone up and you have your diagram there, or as I've just done craftily, use the picture in the video so I can look up the video and say, ah yes, that's where the wires go. It's always worth doing that. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Any questions, please ask. Please subscribe. Please like. Many thanks again. Thank you.